right, we are back with our final four. We just had a competition. We brought in our jury members, the surviving ones. You might notice that Luke and Miko aren't here. Luke because forgot to invite him after he only lasted 25 seconds on the show, and Miko because she's still pretty ticked off. Just kidding, both of those, maybe. But what happened while you guys were gone is we had a timed competition with the final four. They don't know who did the best job yet, but to go over before we reveal that, Matt, tell one of the competitions you had to do. You had to do multiple competitions at a timed rate, and
do the one that I hate. The Jenga one was probably my favorite.
Okay, what do you have to do?
Because you had to stack Jenga blocks up to a certain height marked on the wall, and traditionally, I'm really bad at it because I don't know if you can see. I don't have steady hands. You probably can't unless you're zoomed in on me right now. Yeah, actually, that was pretty good. So usually I'm really bad at that, but I loved it because I found a way around.
Matt had the quickest time out of anyone with a Jenga. He used one piece, and he leaned it against the wall, and it got all the way up. Dan tried the same thing. It didn't work. However, Dan, can you share what was the challenge you thought you were best at?
Yep. So I really liked the one where you had to put the big balloon. You had to get inside the big bubble. And do
the same thing from the sumo competition before that Sam got wrecked on.
Yes, you did.
Dan got in that real quick. Dan was the quickest in that one. He was just like, yeah.
Yep. So I felt like a little bit like a turtle. I just got in there and I just went through as quick as I could.
Do an obstacle course while wearing that. It was great.
Yeah.
All right, Mackenzie, I think you were the best at the beanbag toss. You want to share that one a little bit?
You stack Jenga blocks on a table, kind of like when we did the relay. And you just had to knock it off with beanbags, but all the beanbags were different sizes and weights. So it was way harder than you would think.
And they were all smaller than the ones you guys used before. So it was much harder. But Mackenzie had the best arm of the bunch. Quickest knocking them down. Greg, you want to share about the last one that you were tops at? Easy tops at this one.
The one where you had to take the balloons. They all had names on it from the competitors who played and then had been voted out. There were a couple that were still in as like a red herring. But you had to take them and put them in order of their departure from the show, so the order that they got voted out in.
And it was really quick. You guys, all three of you, were actually really quick at it. All right, so we have we have the winner already. I'll start in fourth place with 15 minutes, 10 seconds, and 11 milliseconds because I had that. That's fine. Mackenzie, so fourth place. Third place was Dan, not too far away from that, 14 minutes, 9 seconds, 72 milliseconds. In second place, and the top two were 2 minutes apart. So it was close, not that close, but close between you two. So with 12 minutes, 39 seconds, and 73 milliseconds, so 2 minutes faster than Dan, 3 minutes than Kenzie, is Matt. And number one was Greg with 10 minutes, 14 seconds and 43 milliseconds. So
I legit thought I did like garbage.
I think everyone felt that in there. It's tough because you don't know. You have no idea.
It was those balloons. Also the beanbags, but mostly the balloons.
The beanbags are hard for everyone, for sure. That's why I think Mackenzie, she went there first, where everyone else went there last. And I told everyone at the 10-minute mark they could take a couple steps up. But yeah, Greg was at 10 minutes, and then he finished that at 14. The key that Greg did to finish off the beanbags is he put all the beanbags in the bin that the beanbags came in there, and he threw it and knocked the table down that held all the Jenga pieces. That was quick. That was the quickest way. So, all right. So now we got to figure out votes. So, so you can't vote for Greg. Before we do that, though, let's give each of you three just a tiny plug to say why you should not be the vote today. Matt?
I don't think I came in second in the challenge. Also, I think I don't have a good answer for this. Just don't vote for me, guys. We're good.
All right,
we're friends.
That's good. All right, Dan, you wanna up that to?
Yeah. So
nailed it.
that was a good speech. Good speech, Matt.
Usually I did not go first in speech class.
So I'm not a man of many words. Thank you.
All right. Well, that's really it's moving. Mackenzie.
I'm not a woman of many words. Just don't vote me out.
Oh wow. Okay. That's the.
Now that I've had some time to think about it, I think overall in the challenges I've done really well. I've managed to stay on a winning team a majority of the time, and I did not come in last in the last challenge. So
That's true.
I think overall I've been a steady, above average competitor.
So your plea is that the final three should be maybe the best three competitors.
Yes,
Instead of
Yes.
instead of two people you should beat.
that is a great summation
Okay.
of what I was trying to say.
I'd like to add an addendum to my last speech. I feel like through this whole thing, I've been pretty fair. I've been a competitor, but I've been a fair competitor.
Okay.
And so I think that should be at least
Considered.
considered when making your choice
Yeah.
for who should be the next one to go.
Okay. So a good competitor, maybe a fair competitor. Anything to add, Kenzie, or letting your play stand for itself? Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, it is time to vote. Matt, why don't you go first?
Dan is by far the best competitor. Somebody's saying that we should all vote for Dan, but I don't want to vote for Dan. I really wanted to vote for Greg, because I still think it'd be hilarious for him to be in all of these and lose them all. Because what if they all vote for me? I think if it's between me, Mackenzie, and Greg, Mackenzie has a good chance of winning. And I'm probably going to get in trouble for that.
This vote is fairly easy for me. Not because it's easy to write this person's name down, but because I consider myself to be a man of my word. It's fun playing with you, and hopefully you respect the decision and I get your vote. At the end, not this one.
This is hard, but it's pretty easy at the same time.
The votes are in. Let's go through. So first vote is for Dan. Second vote, Kenzie. Third vote is Matt.
What?
That means the next vote is who's eliminated, because Greg, of course, could not be voted for. I would have crossed it out and wrote someone out. The last person before the final three, which would be the seventh person, eliminated from Survivor Losers Drama, is Mackenzie. Clap for Mackenzie. Mackenzie, top four. All right, so our final three has been set. Matt, Greg, Dan. What we're going to do is we're going to give an opportunity for all 5 of our jury members to ask one question to all 3. Please keep your responses brief. And then after the questions are done, we're going to give each of you 3 an opportunity. We'll start with Dan and finish with Matt to say something about why people should vote for you.
Who voted for me out of you 3?
I voted for Dan, so sorry, Dan. Which I'm pretty sure somebody had to vote Matt.
I am a man of honesty, and I can tell you that I did vote for you because
He doesn't like you.
I made an alliance with another person, and I could not vote for them because I am a man of my word.
Was that alliance with Matt? Is that what you're saying?
That wasn't the question.
Okay.
I voted for myself. No, it didn't. I voted for you because I remember vaguely that I had set up an alliance early on in the game.
Okay, so the Matt and Dan alliance. All right, okay, got there. Good enough. Mackenzie, any follow-up? Okay, Hudson, which is funny.
This question's for Greg. How scared are you?
Well, I think I tried to make alliances with you. I think I tried making alliances with you a couple times, which
I don't recall that.
didn't hold.
No, they did not.
I did. Remember, I had a conversation with you and Mackenzie, and it was
I
like,
had a
hey,
conversation with so many different people, and none of them seemed to be the same.
well, I wouldn't say scared, but I am certainly, the fate is left up to you guys, so part of that's out of my control.
All right, Matt, how scared are you?
I'm 50-50.
That's fair. Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not
there's
33.
5 of you,
Oh, that's
so
good.
I was a good team member. I think you remember that.
Did you vote for me?
Honestly, I don't remember,
Yes, you
man.
did. Yes, you did.
Cut to Matt voting.
Did you ever have a
Bring up the clip.
This will be the second time I voted for this one. I think he's gone this time.
If I could take it back, I would.
So I thought of this one. Does Lightning McQueen have car insurance or life insurance?
Will the answer of this help you decide your vote?
Yes.
I mean, it is life insurance because in the entire world and universe of cars, the cars are sentient. So if something happens to them, they have life insurance.
All right, Lightning McQueen, life insurance, car insurance.
I mean, the movie is called Cars. Now, we could get into the Pixar theory, and I'm not going to because that's... No, I do know it. I do know it. I would say probably car insurance. I mean, they're cars. So the person holding the insurance, if you're insuring yourself, well, you would have life insurance.
100% life insurance. I'm surprised you didn't even mention property insurance because that is another option. But in the world of cars, they are sentient beings. Them losing a lug nut is like us dislocating a pinky.
Who knows? Braden.
Do any of you guys feel guilty for what you did to any of the people up here?
Oh.
Yes. I do. I feel guilty for every single person that I voted off because I love you all.
Oh, wow. Really?
And yeah, I feel really bad about Miko, but thankfully she's not here. So it wouldn't go in my favor. But yeah, yes.
I do feel bad about a couple of them. I mean, Sam especially, Justin and I were pretty tight, and I think at that moment we were only going based off of the information that we had that Miko shared. So we were trying to base our vote off of that, and that one was really hard.
Yeah, I didn't feel good about voting anybody off. As being one who is a team player, it feels strange voting people off who you were either on a team with or you competed against. It's not in my nature to try and be the one person on top. So yeah, I felt bad voting every single time. It went against my nature to try and eliminate people. But
Last question.
Okay. If you had to choose one of the tasks throughout this entire series that portrayed your best ability and your best intentions to win, which task would you choose?
That's a great question.
I think probably the one that we did here, where it was the one where you had to match the items that were on the stage, because that was something that I was decently good at, but I was doing it with a team of people.
I feel the sumo ball was probably, it was the one activity or challenge that I felt that I could contribute the most to the team. I felt pretty confident. As soon as I saw those, I felt pretty confident that I was going to be able to knock it out of the park.
I think the one that, really there's two that I think overall, but the first one will be one that uses my digestive system. Because I would eat anything for my team, and I think that showcased the talent. Also, the hamster ball one, preferably after we've eaten a whole bunch of junk, would be good. It gets all mixed up in there.
All right. Well, thank you for the questions. I thought they were great, really illuminating, helped us to see behind the curtain, and sometimes within the heart. And Dan, we're going to start with you. We're going to give you the mic to give an opportunity to talk directly to the jury. So you can stand up, grab the mic, and face the jury, and tell them why your name should be on their parchment. Because, Hudson and everyone, you are voting for the winner, so you're voting for the person to win, not to be eliminated. So why should Dan's name be on that piece of paper?
Thank you, Alex, for that introduction. I appreciate that. I really want to talk intentionally to all of you, Sam and Braden, Justin, Hudson, Kenzie. In each one of these challenges, it has been interesting trying to and seeing the strengths and weaknesses that we all have, and being able to use those for teamwork or against each other. All of it has been fun, but at the end of the day, I wish that we all could have won because we were all a team. But that's not the game, is it? And it pains me that we only have to pick one. But what I will ask of each of you is to consider through the whole game, have I done anything to go against the nature of the game? And have I done anything that would go against being a suitable opponent in good faith? I believe the answer is no. And although it isn't wonderful that I had to vote some of you or be a part of that off of the game, I hope that my commitment to the game would count for a vote for me to be the one remaining up here. Thank you for your time.
This is a game that started off as a team game, but we all know that it was coming down to the point where there were 3 people left. And even from the get-go, it was an individual game. So that said, I played the game with that in mind, but I feel like I played a pretty honorable game. So the conversations that I had with people, if there were things that I said I was going to do, I followed through with them. There were opportunities that I tried to talk with people. Hudson, I tried to talk with you and Mackenzie to get you to sway and vote one of my team members out to form an alliance. That was like right before the merge, and you guys weren't biting. And so I kind of had to switch up my gameplay. I think one thing that sets me apart from the other 2 that are up here is that I intentionally made some power moves to get people off to ensure that I got to this point. I think these 2 are pretty good competitors. I think that they were seen as being a threat throughout the entire game. So I had to work a little bit harder to get to where I am. I orchestrated getting Sam off, which I didn't want to do, but it was better than me going home. I also orchestrated getting Miko off, which I didn't want to do. But you can see the footage. I leaned back. Even in the last moments of Tribal, I orchestrated getting her off. That way, I could remain. I also, at the end, tried getting Dan off. The original plan was with Matt and Mackenzie to vote for Dan. I held true to my word. I made sure that I didn't vote for Mackenzie. I voted for Dan, and we see who's sitting on the jury, unfortunately. So I was intentional and honorable with my gameplay. I also, during the challenges, obviously wasn't the best at all of them, but the ones that I did do well with really contributed to the team, making sure that you guys got safe to a further point in the game. Justin, you and I tried to be super close with you up until the very, very last moments, whenever it was either me or you, and whenever it came down to me or you, obviously I had to choose me, but I stayed honorable to that as long as I could. Braden, we never really got a chance to play together, but you're my boy, so I think enough said there. Thank you.
Hello.
And Matt, the floor is yours. I just didn't want to
thank
not
you.
say your name.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, want
I
to
think
honor you all.
you all know who I am. Matt. I think the thing that sticks out here, right, with what both of my competitors here have brought up is that they tried to play the game humbly. And I believe I've done the same. It is a game, and we have a goal to win, right? And I believe that each one of you would have done whatever it took to win the game, right? Besides killing somebody, you probably wouldn't do that, but maybe you would. I don't know. I wouldn't. That's for sure. I would not. But what I also think needs to be said is each one of the people that I did vote off and that I did take a part in voting off, actually even the people that didn't get voted off that I voted for, I felt really bad about, even up until this last one. Kenzie, I'm sorry. I think you can understand, though, that Dan and I, we had an agreement very, very early on in the game, and I couldn't break that. I couldn't break that. And honestly, I couldn't remember what Greg told me to do, which worked out in my favor too. So, but I think each one of you who had, I think, an opportunity to be on my team, maybe not Justin. Yes, you were. We were on the red team together, weren't we?
Keep going.
Each one of you had the opportunity to be on my team. And while you were on my team, I thought we formed a really good team. So each one of you, I want you to look me in the eyes. This is sincerity. This is love. This is for you. If you were up in this seat, any one of you, I would want you to win. Would a face like this lie? That's all I have to say. Thank you for your time.
That was wonderful.
Vote for
That
me.
was great. Don't vote for Matt. He's not a murderer. He wouldn't kill any of you. It's really nice. All right. So for the last time, we are going to send you 5 to vote. And again, this time you're writing the name of the person you want to win. And the criteria for the winner is completely up to you. You vote for however you feel like it. And then we're going to read the votes and give the title of Sole Survivor, the champion. We're going to give them the title, of course, and this nice little Survivor flag to hang up in your room and remember forever. So, Justin, do you want to go and vote first?
It's a hard one.
Honestly, I have no idea.
All right, so we are going to reveal the winner. When we reveal the winner, we'll give a customary round of applause. We'll hand you this flag, and then the winner can take a few moments just to say something into the microphone to end our time together. So, these are votes you want. These are ones that are for you to win. So, the first vote goes to Greg. Second, Matt. The third, Dan. We're all in this, right? Anyone's game.
This is already better than I thought.
Yeah, all right, 2 votes left. Fourth vote, Dan. And the winner of Survivor Losers Drama, 3-1 is Dan. Hey, Dan! All right, Dan, this is yours. You can use this as a towel if you want to, a blanket at night. Take it to the beach with you. Dan, what do you have to say?
Well, that is a pleasant surprise. I was not expecting that. Genuinely was not expecting that. But this has been fun. This has been fun the whole time through. All of you, thank you for participating this whole time. Matt, Greg, you all were formidable teammates and opponents. And it was fun on both sides. So I know there's only one flag and there's only one winner, but there has to be a lot of other participants, to be, no, we can cut that out.
No, that's good, that's good.
Thank you all. This has been really fun, and I appreciate whoever voted for me. I would love to know who you are so I can thank you personally.
You mean pay them?
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for playing. Thank you for watching.
That's fine.
Oh, we gotta.
Just blame it on the wheel.
2 out of 3. 2 out of 3.
Wait, can I see your wheel?
Yeah, go ahead.
You're supposed to catch it?
What is that?
It's tails.
No, okay. Yeah.
So Dan's the winner.
You ready?
What did they flipping coin? Are they flipping coin? No, go in there and vote. Ready?
You want to film me eat my pizza?
Yeah, go for it. Nom nom nom. Nom nom nom.
Guys, we should start up there.
Two people that have failed on this show, that have lost really bad, and are too ashamed to show their face for this competition. Justin Kovac, Becky Vargo. Sorry. Is that too mean?
No, not mean enough.
Keep going.
Sorry.
Wait, stop. Let me